Hi there, I'm Daniela. Welcome to a space created for women struggling with their breast implants or have already said goodbye to them, just like we did.
And I'm Michelle. We're so glad you're here. Together, we're supporting a community of courageous women redefining beauty and confidence.
The Breast Implant Breakup Podcast
Starts now. Hey, hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us at the Breast Implant Breakup, a podcast dedicated to women who are making the really tough decision of breaking up with their breast implants or who have already done so, just like we did, Danny and Michi. It's so good to have you here and so good to share another podcast episode with you. Danny, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing so great. I am super excited about the topic that we are discussing today because I think it's so important that we talk about the things that made us take this decision of saying, bye-bye, breast implants. I think you're no longer wanted from my body and my mind.
Yeah, this is very exciting to share. And we just want to make the
Clarification?
The clarification that we're not making any claim, that we're not saying that there's like medical studies or anything that can back up what we're saying.
Exactly.
We're just trying to share our experience and in the most honest way we can.
Yeah.
Because we know that there's so many women out there struggling like we did. Talking about the symptoms is the very first reason why we decided to remove the implants, right?
Exactly. I mean, if you have breast implants and you're happy with them and there are no health issues, then why would you take them out, right? Like you would just keep on going unless you had actually made the decision that you want to see yourself without them, and that's a completely different thing. But for most women, and at least in our case, we both went through symptoms that made us think, maybe it could be related to my breast implants. And in my case, they were very specific. Like my first symptom that I felt that I knew it was related to my breast implants was kind of like a very sharp pain on my breast, on my left breast. And then I felt like muscle spasms on it. And I thought, well, there's something weird. It's been 10 years since I had them. And I knew going into surgery when, 10 years before, that at the 10-year mark or maybe 12, 15-year mark, you're supposed to replace them. So maybe psychologically, subconsciously, I had already programmed my mind to feel like they need to be out by year 10, and therefore I started experiencing symptoms. Who knows? The mind is so powerful. I believe that those things could happen. But the truth is, in my case, I started feeling those symptoms. And Danny, I just had this intuition that told me, you need to get the implants out. And I had already made the decision years before even feeling anything that I was going to take them off and live my life without implants because I didn't want that cyclical thing of like, having to renew implants every 10 to 15 years. So that was my story. It was very simple, like very minimum symptoms that lasted for about 2 weeks, actually. So enough time to know that they were not going away and I needed to do something. But in your case, you experienced symptoms for a while, right?
Yeah.
And tell us about it. What was it for you?
Well, I feel that it comes down to not just symptoms, but your intuition.
Yes.
And sometimes you need to listen to your body. And like you say, it's funny that you say that maybe psychologically you thought that was the root of the problem.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people might say that. But like I said, it comes down to what your body's telling you and learn how to listen to your body. So I had the implants longer than you had. So it was for like 20 years. And after 20 years, I felt like there's no reason why I'm feeling these little things. So for example, my arms and hands got numb a lot. And it was just progressing, like getting worse, like every night. And I felt like I don't understand. So
you're a very active person. Like you are working out constantly. So there's really good blood flow in your body, I would think.
Yes.
No reason for
I work
that numbness
out
and
a
tingling.
lot. I do a lot of high intensity workout. I take really great supplements. I do all the things, drink a lot of water, get plenty of sleep. I do all the things. I had 3 pregnancies. And, like I say, some people might say because of the pregnancy, your body changes. And yes, it does. But I felt like the implants were affecting my health in a way that I couldn't explain. And so I had sharp pain on my breast.
On both of them?
On the left side mostly.
Me too, on the left. Could it be related to the heart, maybe?
I don't know. I felt weird palpitations at the point that I went to see a doctor back in Venezuela because I thought there's a problem with my heart. And so he said that the sharp pain that I was feeling could be that I was deficient on some type of vitamin. And I was like, okay, maybe. I don't know. So
Like complex B vitamins? Like, what would it be?
I can remember at the time, maybe it was vitamin D. I don't know. But I was like, okay, I'll take some vitamin. But that never changed it. So I felt that weird, like arrhythmia. And I'm like, what is this? The sharp pain on my breast, sharp pain throughout my body, specifically like on my arms. And then I start having like sweaty, heavy sweat on my
At
chest.
night?
Yeah, at night. And I don't sweat. Like when I work out, my friends will say, well, you just did a workout and you're not even sweating. You look like you just put the makeup and just get out of the gym like nothing. And I'm like, I'm not a sweaty person. I don't sweat.
Lucky you.
But I did sweat at night, like water, like in my chest. And I'm like, oh, this is so gross.
So tell us something. How long before you had the surgery to remove them did the symptoms start?
It was years ago. I just procrastinate because of a lot of things. Fear,
Yeah.
questioning myself and my intuition. And also I got pregnant in 2 years. So I had my second baby and then I say, okay, I'm getting old. So if I want to have another baby, I'll just do it again. And maybe I'll just get the implants out later.
After you're done with having babies.
Yeah. And so after I felt like I'm done, my baby's on an age that he's a little bit more independent. He's 1 year old and I feel like I could do it. And I feel like, even to my husband, he will say, are you sure these are symptoms that you really think is the implants? And I'm like, Derek, I just feel like I feel very strong that my body's telling me, if you don't remove them now, you might regret it later.
And that is the key, is that no matter what people say around you, even the doctors who check you and say, no, everything's fine, like the implants are not the issue. If your intuition is telling you that you don't feel good about this thing, listen to that.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
And the thing is that even doctors will tell me they look great, like it looks
The
like
implants were fine.
Yeah, they are fine, they're in shape, but you cannot tell 100% that they are okay unless you do an MRI. That's what I was told. And I didn't. I'm not going to go just get an MRI to see them. And this last year, I did start having a very sharp pain on my left breast that I was a little concerned. So when I saw the surgeon, I told him, what is this pain? Kind of like on my rib. And if it hurts to the touch, but also even if I don't touch it. So it's getting worse. And he told me, I think it could be the implant or the capsule.
Ooh.
And I thought, okay, this is it. He gave me options. You can remove, you can replace, we can put fat, we can put another implant. And I just thought, I don't want to go through this anymore.
Yeah.
And I just want to hear my body. And I think my body now appreciates so much that I did listen to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so hard to think that something that brought you so much happiness at some point, right, is now affecting you, and the harsh realization that it's time to part ways. It's so scary. Like, you don't want to do that, because you know that you're going to be left with the fears that you had of like, okay, well, how am I going to feel confident with this flat chest? Because you said you were not even a you said you were not even a cup A before, right?
Yeah, there was nothing.
Same in my case. I was not even a cup. Oh my gosh, I have a hard time saying. I was not even a cup A before, so I knew that I was going to be pretty much flat-chested afterwards. But I learned something very special, which is the beauty of the secrets that we can implement in our wardrobes. after we don't have implants, guess what? You can actually put pads on your clothes. And actually, I have a couple pads on me right now. And I realized that the padding doesn't have to be inside my body. It could go outside, and that's totally fine. And I know some people might say, well, but what about when you're at the swimming pool or you're wearing your bikini? Bikinis have pads too. Like there's pads on everything nowadays. On t-shirts, you can find pads.
And it's funny that you mentioned the pads, because I had so many pads at home when I had the implants.
Really?
And every time I would throw them away because I thought, this is making my breast look even bigger and
too big.
and too close to each other and way too up. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it like that. I wanted them to look as natural as they could. So I was like, I want them to go down and be more natural. And so I threw away all the pads.
Yeah,
and
same.
now I'm like, oh man,
Should have kept
I
them.
should have kept them because
okay.
now I need all those pads.
I'm sure we can find some on internet.
But you're right. You can finally accommodate
Yeah.
your wardrobe.
Exactly.
Like this is not kidding, this is my graduation dress.
Wow.
I wore this 15 years ago. And the reason I bought it is because in my head, I thought, I want to look like Jessica Rabbit. And it's red with a heart. And
So
I
cute.
thought in my head, I look like her. And so,
Which
and
is
then,
like
yeah.
big breasts.
And then that was the thing that you would look at, you know? And then you gave me this amazing idea of wearing the white shirt
Underneath,
and
yeah.
it looks so cute because I was like, I don't want to throw away my graduation dress, and it's so cute, but how can I wear it? Like without the shirt, it will just slip down. You know?
So shirts, and then you can wear like a padded bra underneath. And I think it's important that we talk about this. Like there are solutions to not looking super flat. Like we can still make our clothes fit beautifully on us. It just takes a little more creativity, a little imagination,
And
but I think that
confidence.
and confidence,
Yes.
totally. Like that's the main ingredient. Because many women, when they're thinking about removing their breast implants, they think about, well, clothes is not going to fit good on me. So those little things about life are the reason why you end up postponing that decision, or end up choosing not to get them removed, or just to replace them instead of getting them completely removed. And there's ways to redefine beauty and fashion and feel comfortable even in a bikini.
And you have two choices. You can either sell your clothes
Yeah.
and get new ones and go
Exactly.
shopping, or just
Have fun.
figure it out, ways to still wear what you have
Yeah.
and wear it with confidence,
Absolutely.
because that's the key. If you wear it with confidence, that's all that matters. It's
Yeah.
going to look beautiful on you.
Absolutely. I love that. I think that the biggest takeaway from this episode is that we need to listen to our intuition. And I think the reason why women end up not listening to it, because the intuition is always there. Like I think it never fails us. It's always there, but we fail to listen to it and say, you're right, I'm going to do that, because we're afraid of the consequences of listening to our intuition. And like we just mentioned, you're afraid of, being out in the world without those breasts that made you feel so confident for so long. But it is important to listen to it. It's guiding you to a version of yourself that is healthier, because especially if you're experiencing symptoms, then your intuition is telling you, hey, symptoms are related to something that shouldn't be in your body. It's a foreign object, and you don't know if they're really doing good until you get an MRI or you get them removed.
Yeah.
So intuition and then confidence, like you wear that with your clothes from now on.
And intuition is like that good friend that you have that is going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Oh my goodness,
And
yes.
Yes. And sometimes when we know our intuition is saying something we don't want to hear, we avoid it. We decide, we make the choice not to hear that little voice. But I'm glad I did. It took me 20 years. I don't regret getting the implants because I can live in regret. I enjoy them when I got them. And I think it was just a phase or a season. And every season expires.
Yeah.
And it was just a season that I decided that needed to expire.
Yeah.
And I needed to just move on. So I am very grateful that I did listen to my body, because I didn't want to live in fear. So the thing is that having the implants gave me anxiety, because when you have anxiety, you're living in the future, you're living with fear, right? And I didn't want to live also with depression, thinking about, oh, why would I do this? Why did I get the implants?
Regretting the fact that you got them.
Yeah. So I don't want to live in depression. I don't want to live with anxiety. Just in the present,
Happy in the now.
Yes.
Yes.
Right now.
And it takes a lot of courage to make that decision. It takes loads of confidence and redefining what beauty is for us. But I think it's a beautiful act of courage. And it's showing other women like, hey, we can have small breasts or be flat chested and still look beautiful if we decide, because that's the decision that we make.
Yeah.
So anyway, Danny, thanks for sharing your story, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. If you want to share with us your experience with symptoms, please go ahead and share on the comments. Obviously, like we said today, a very important disclosure is that we are not medical experts. We're not giving medical advice, nor scientific proof of anything. We're just talking about our intuition and the symptoms that we both experience for ourselves. So if you're feeling something is telling you that you need to get rid of them and break up with the breast implants, then
Please
girl,
do so.
you better listen. Yeah, because
girl.
you know.
Listen to your
that.
body.
That's right. Well, that's it. Until next time.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That was
Thank you,
fun.
Danny. Bye.